going to have a wonderful time and you're going to take a lot of good things back home to enrich your knowledge, your organization, and the countries you belong. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for all of you to share your knowledge and also learn from each other and encourage good practices around the world. Just my background, I was an engineer for many, many years. About 10 years in the Silicon Valley and back in Bangalore about 6 years or so. Then one day I decided to do something entirely different and went to politics and contested in 2009 election, and I was in parliament for 5 years, and now back to industry for a while. I think I belong to those days where I think set UID was still a good feature in the Linux. I'm not sure if you guys are still using it. I think I belong to those days when I think most of the scripts we wrote probably were using only sed, awk, Perl, and grep, cron, and many of these functions. And sometimes probably I'm not sure if you are still using expect. I think there's one programming language called expect to automate the telnet process. So I belong to those days, and I wrote my own database programs, and I was not comfortable using the existing database applications or the software components which are available in those early 90s. Well, today we have moved on, and I had a couple of meetings with the FBI headquarters and also in Pentagon and many of these organizations, and both in the United States and also some of the key organizations in India. I work very closely with the DRDO, and Dr. Nayak is also here. I think one of the very key member of the DRDO. I think he's going to share a lot more on the DRDO plans and the different strategies and the importance of your work related to the country. What I gathered from my public life is in the history, we came so close to catastrophic events. Probably many of them are due to the technological mistakes. It is many of them probably due to the human error. I think some of you probably would know from the Cuban Missile Crisis and many of the events that took place in 83 and many of the events took place in 95. I think what they indicate is the vulnerability we have in our system, which is inbuilt to it now. Today, I believe a single person, even by a mistake, can wipe out a nation. Probably you can even wipe out the entire mankind, maybe even the life on this planet. That's where we live now. That is a kind of sensitivity we belong to now. And this could be even unintentional, and these technological errors can lead to many unintentional and ultimate catastrophe. So this is not something, it's just an imagination, but many of you probably even know these things are real. So what it means to us, I wonder sometimes, we may even exist here, not because of the wonderful secure things we built for ourselves. Probably it is because someone did not exploit our vulnerabilities. Probably that's why we exist. So that means there is an opportunity for us to plug these holes, and at the same time, not only our design philosophy also probably need to change. Today, I think we are more of a just build, test, ship it. I think we need to move from that concept to, we have to really as a community, as an organization, as a mankind, we need to figure out what are the things that will make us more guaranteed systems by design and by architecture, not necessarily just build, test it, if it works, ship it. That kind of model is always going to keep the vulnerabilities because they are basically as good as our tests. I think we have to focus as an industry to deliver things which are more robust by architecture and design. Perhaps we need to think, if we really need to keep on improving the security to eliminate the threats. Is it just a security? Is it like, do you keep on putting a bigger and bigger locks to your homes? Is it the idea? Is it the concept we need to evolve into? If you look at, like, probably many of you are from United States here, many of you probably visited other countries. Uh, probably in California, where I lived for more than a decade, many of the windows, you just push it, they open almost. And you can break the glass just by walking in. You don't even need to do anything more. I mean, so why thefts are not happening? So is a theft need to be only controlled by, say, putting a big locks, stronger windows, and metal rods? Is it the concept we need to evolve into? I think we need to think big, and probably this is where the government and policymakers also come into the picture. Many of the locks we used in the Silicon Valley or in many other places, they are like, you can just break them with your hand. You can open it with your small toothpick. If that is, so security is not provided by physical means. It is something else. So probably world also need to think on electronic security in the similar terms. Not necessarily a robust algorithm, not necessarily the more secure communication we have around us. We also need to figure out, is there a bigger opportunity for bigger things to play a role here? I think that's where the government and industry and the people like you need to come together. I think this platform, NLCon, which is I think evolving into a wonderful conference in the India and also all over the world, is going to provide an opportunity for all of you to share your experience and your wisdom, so that the environment in which we are going to live is going to be more secure and safe for all of us. And also, not only the countries which are developed, even there is a bigger opportunity for the countries which are being developed now. I think there is a bigger opportunity for India to evolve into this space in the coming days. The Make in India program probably need to encompass all these things in such a way that it takes a comprehensive view of what the India needs and what the world needs. I think today, the Make in India initiative by our Honorable PM is a great step forward from where we were before. I think in addition to that progress, probably it needs to consist of the logical and policy, and many of these things also need to be put in place so that all these things evolve together, not necessarily one industry such as manufacturing industry or some other industry is given only importance, but all these things also need to be taken into account. Today, as you know, probably cyber terrorism, in my view, will have the same catastrophic impact such as a nuclear war. I don't think we can underestimate the importance of what can possibly happen if these vulnerabilities are exploited to their fullest extent. So in other words, I think the community here has a bigger role to play, and you may think that it is just hacking for the fun. No, it is not necessarily for it. I think it has a very important role. I think the people like us, politicians, parliament, and the governments need to understand the importance of this community right here, and need to provide the environment for them to work and contribute for the safer nations and the safer countries and safer world and safer mankind, for the safer life on this planet, because we don't even know if there is a life elsewhere. So I think we need to make sure we do not take a wrong step by single man-made mistake that can probably wipe us out. So I think you have an important role to play. I think the world needs to acknowledge that. I think the platform which is created now at NLCon certainly is going to provide a wonderful place for you to exchange your views. And there are many, many distinguished guests here in the front line, and also they're coming today. I think the Honorable Minister, Mr. Manohar Parrikar, was also expected. I'm not sure what time he may be able to make it there. I think he is working very hard to make this nation come in par with other nations in the defense and many other technological areas. And you're going to hear a lot more from other speakers as well. I think it is a great day, and I wish you all the best, and you have a great day. Thank you so much.